Good morning, Chris Whelan here from the Center of Business Excellence, Building Better Businesses. We are on day 13 of the 20-day journey through how to grow your business in a financial pinch. And just to remind you, to come out of a conversations with a whole bunch of business people around Wellington, that people are doing it tough. There's some people that are battling, some people that really could do with the help. The series is really designed, as I've said before, to give you the tools you might need to grow your business, no matter what the financial circumstances, no matter what the market's doing, because ultimately what happens out there is something we can't control necessarily, but we can control how we respond to it. And today I want to talk to you about something which is really, really important. Is your business value proposition. If you're finding, excuse me, and you may well be, that it's not quite working for you, you need to understand what it is that your value proposition is to the market, and then you can actually adjust that if necessary to make sure that whatever you do, the market actually needs. If you're doing something fantastic and the market doesn't need it, well, that obviously could be a problem. So really the thing that I'm going to talk to you about today is adapting your value proposition to make sure that it stays relevant to the market. And what I would recommend you do is to start off with your why. Understand exactly what your purpose is, because that's your strength. That's what you're going to play towards, right? And so your value proposition really needs to align to that. And people talk about your guarantee. And what is it that you guarantee in your business? What can you actually guarantee, no matter what you do, whether you're a plumber, whether you're an electrician, you're an architect, you're a dentist, you're a marketing person, you run a restaurant. What is it that you guarantee that your customers know that they can come to you and they can get it? Give you a quick example of that. Working with a hairdresser, and what they guaranteed that people would absolutely have a fantastic experience, would be the best experience that they've had in a hairdressing salon. And if they didn't, excuse me, they would come back the next time, they'd totally be free, and they could bring a guest, bring someone else. Now that's obviously very painful for the hairdresser if they get it wrong. But what it did is gave the customers absolute certainty. I've also worked with plumbers where they say on time or it's free, and similarly that gives the person absolute certainty that they don't have to worry about anything. So, what is your value proposition, and then start with your why, and make sure you have some sort of guarantee. Now, the first thing is in all of these series, I give you five, if you like, strategies you can use. Number one, analyze the market trends. You have to know where the market is to make sure you know where you're going to position within that market. So make sure you're actually out there all the time, scanning the environment, scanning for what's going on in your market. You might want to use different types of research tools. One of the people I'm working with at the moment has gone out and analyzed where he sits relative to the rest of the market in terms of price, right? In terms of price, in terms of responsiveness to service. And that's been very helpful because it's allowed us to adjust his charge out rate. He was charging way too little and didn't realize it. But when we went out and analyzed the market, we realized it. So that's the first thing. Analyze the market trends in terms of your value proposition as well. Price is obviously one example of that. The thing I would say in that, make sure you're using data. Make sure it's not just sucking your thumb, right? So that's why I make a comment that my client went out and did the analysis. Then you want to clarify, as your USP. What makes you different than everyone else in your industry? If you're a dentist, well, why would someone come to you? Now, in my case, I'd go to a dentist because they give me pain-free. If that was their unique selling proposition, I'd travel the world to find them. And that would be a very strong and compelling argument for me. If you a restaurant and your USP is that you have a different ambiance, or you serve food from a particular part of the world. If you serve it from a little village in Italy or a tiny village in India or something, and that's your specialty, that's your USP, that's what sets you apart. Be very clear on that and make sure that you let people know that. And then that's the next point. Refine your marketing messages. If people don't know that you have unique food from a particular place in Nepal or Italy or wherever, if you're a cafe and restaurant, how will they know to come to you? Right? So refine your marketing messages. Make sure your marketing suits exactly what you're trying to do, and make sure that it's in character with who you are. Don't have some weird marketing that's off on the side. If you're trying to present a professional image, let's say on your website, for example, you've got a particular slick message that you believe this is what you're trying to do, and then you have some weird marketing coming from the side. Make sure that your marketing is known and you refine it to such an extent that it also speaks to who you are as a person, because that personalization matters, and it's important that your character comes through. The other area, and this is an important one as well, is to gather customer feedback. Actually ask your customers, right? What do you think we're good at? If you're a cafe or a restaurant, you absolutely want to have great feedback all the time. But even bad feedback can be helpful, right? Ask your customers, what do they think that you do well? What do they think you need to improve? And that conversation actually tells them, well, these people care, firstly, they're interested in what my opinion is, and it gives you the insights that you need. And then I've already said this, you don't want to monitor your market, but you also want to monitor your market positioning. If you enjoy philosophy, Sun Tzu made a comment that if you know your enemy, you'll never, you kind of won ahead in the battle. And that's true, right? I'm not suggesting that your competitors are your enemies, but know who your competitors are, know what they're doing. If you know that, you're certainly ahead of the game, and your value proposition can then be crafted each time that you need to make sure that it stays ahead. Look, if these things work for you, fantastic. If you want to grab some time in my diary, there is a link in the below the video. There's a link below in the description. Grab some time in my diary. I'd love to have a conversation with you. In the meantime, have a fantastic day and see you tomorrow. All the best. Bye-bye.